think today is the day to try to get some stuff, which means maybe just this, because how everything takes longer than I ever think it should. Ready to sell. The little 3x4 worked out pretty well last year and didn't give me any trouble, so hoping it will do the same for another while and I don't need this one. So gonna try to get the bale out of there. I'm gonna steal the accumulator off of it to kind of redneck onto the 3x4. I don't know if we'll record much of it or track much of it, but try to build a little controller that reads all the switches and controls the hydraulic valve for the accumulator, probably, and steal the hydraulics off there too. But anyway, gonna take the accumulator off and try to get the bale out of there so it doesn't look like it's got a trashy bale in it, and list it to sell it. And then next, I don't know if Brandy's mentioned or not, but pull behind mower and harrow bed and little baler I think you're gonna go too. That'll bring our yard art down to just stuff that we actually need and use, which would be nice. And maybe grab some money for other useful things versus those that just sit. So that's on the list today. And there's a daisy dog. Do this. Oh, belly scratches. Alright, I'm gonna get to work.
Of that you could see. Sam took off the pieces underneath, unbolted the pieces underneath, and then just pulled away from the accumulator, and now they're two separate pieces. So now we have to figure out how to get the bale out, which is not as easy as it is with the green one because it doesn't have an automatic bale taker out, or I don't know what the right word is, ejector. So I'm not sure what the process is going to be, how to get that out, or where we're going to put it once we get it out. I think we might just throw it up by the pigs and let them kind of just rummage through it and do what they want with it. So until we know more, that's all I know. So stay tuned. So now the next step in the process is to move the accumulator off this precarious precipice that we've got it on. And we're hoping that it doesn't try to steer itself towards the shop.
Well, I got control of that with my come-alongs, also known as tie-down. Yeah, they're gonna spin around. Huh. So it might fall forward.
Okay.
We'll see.
We'll see.
I don't have control of that.
Okay. I don't know where we're going to put this thing either. Boy, it likes to pitch forward, that's for sure. I don't know how what's happening here. This is scary. But a lot of things are scary to me that aren't really scary in real life, but I feel like, yeah, whatever. Sam will figure it out, he always does. The strap. Is that okay? Okay. Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah. Back on that precarious precipice thing you were talking about. Okay. Okay.
Might be able to keep gravity on the shoulder.
Okay. Right here? What does that thing do?
Keeps it lined up to the baler.
Oh. That's...
Precarious.
That is super sketchy is what that is.
Today's word.
We've exceeded precarious and we've upgraded to super sketchy. The farther you get in the alphabet, the worse it is apparently. This back of the fork? Oh, no it's not. Oh my gosh, what's the edge of this? That's even. Precarious precipice. Oh, okay.
Curious how we're gonna get the. Hang on. I don't know if I can go a little further. Between that little swale and.
Dang. Yeah. Which is surprising because it kept falling off. So I sprayed 2,4-D out here yesterday, which is what I sprayed last year, and with the handheld sprayer, just kind of walking around the yard. So I didn't film any of it, but this time we put the 65-gallon tank in the back of the side-by-side, and I just kind of drove around and sprayed what I could find. So it seems to be killing the alfalfa, which is why we don't use it anywhere near the field. But for out here, it's good, and then it seems to be making the thistles wilt a little bit. But I just was thinking, I spent a lot of time spraying all of the cheatgrass, and we can use it on the lawn because it doesn't kill grass. So I'm wondering if it also doesn't kill cheatgrass. So I spent a lot of time spraying stuff that it's not actually going to kill, which is kind of a bummer, but at the same time, it'll maybe kill the stuff that's in the grass, like whatever this other stuff is. So all that was stalling until Sam could get the loader, because what he needs to do now is get those wheels underneath, the kind of crazy wheels that just sort of spin and rotate. He needs to get those to spin the other direction. So he's grabbing the loader. This thing's awesome. It just kind of tucks itself right in anywhere. So he's going to try to lift it up a little bit to get the wheels off the ground so he can spin them. This is what I think the plan is right now. And I just don't want to be in the way. So I'm going to move so you can maybe see what's happening. So he's grabbing that pin. And then he's going to flip these around, but I'm not 100% sure how. I don't love this. So I think that inside wheel is still touching the ground, so it's not quite spinning. So maybe we can lift it up a little bit more. I was going to say, it's nice that they stay when you put them, because I wasn't sure how it wasn't just going to fling itself right back. Okay. think it's on the ground. Hold on, hold on, hold on. That was some precision driving right there. Bottom of that bucket just kissed the top of that ramp. So now we just have to figure out how to keep it from rolling away, I think is what he was saying. I'm so glad we got that loader. So the GoPro died, so I'm filming this with my phone. So technically he just should be able to drive out from under it and it should all stay there. That did not seem scary at all. So step one of the process is done. Nice job, Sam.